I'm kind of looking at you sideways now because I feel like you playing with my emotions. Like you playing with my emotions because you're playing with my money. And you're playing with my money because I see you're not really doing anything with yourself to make your own money. And that's playing in my face. Hey there, loves. It's your boy Charlie T, back again on another beautiful Sunday, blessing your screens right now with another topic regarding mental health. Well, in relations to mental health, toxic situations that may be either with your lover, a friend, family, any of that. Actually, you know what? Let's add yourself up in there because we all know we could be our own worst enemy. So, without further ado, let's hop into it. Toxic situations. You get in them so easily. You can get in them so easily without even realizing it because we don't always get the sense of what that situation may be. I'll explain. Depending on your childhood, your upbringing naturally, you may have been in situations that to some people, they would see it as toxic, you know? But to you, since it's been around you for so long, you don't naturally see it that way. Going from childhood into adulthood, that's what I'm speaking on. Reflect in general, and you're like, okay, yeah, I do see where this is a lot of, just a whole lot of mess. And once you realize that and acknowledge those things, that's when it's time to make a change. Don't dwell in it and then live in it and sit and be like, okay, well, I mean, it's too late now, so why stop? No, that's not what you want to do. That's a negative way to go about things. You want to go about it the best way possible, which is removing yourself, okay? If it's not removed for you already. We all know that some people can't take the honest truth in all the same ways that some other people can, okay? So you feel like you may need to sugarcoat something. It's you and a very close friend for a couple of years, and you realize that they haven't been as good as a friend to you as you've been to them, okay? It's best that you explain to them, hey, it's time for me to just go on about my way, and I think it's time for you to go on about your way because what is going on right now is mentally draining for me, which is toxic, okay? And as for respect for you, I think it's best that we just go our separate ways in our friendship, you know? And that could be done even in a relationship, depending on how that is, or even with a close family member. Now, of course, not all toxic situations can end in that way, yet alone they're not as easy to end that way. You know, every situation is different. Physical abuse, there's also mental abuse, you know? Those are toxic situations as well. I don't want to level it out in that way, but in terms to it can be a little bit harder for those who are in those really abusive relationships in terms to physical and mental abuse to get out of. And for those people, I just want to say that you don't deserve that treatment, whether you believe you do or not, in no way, shape, or form. So it's best you remove yourself as soon as you can, as soon as you see the best way of freedom that you can, and just to stay strong. I've been in a toxic, it's an understatement. I'll say a few. I've been in a few toxic situations. Most that stood out to me of a toxic situation was really living with my ex-fiance. Yes, I said it, an ex. We were already done, we weren't together no more, and we decided to still live with each other because we lived with each other because we had a contract in regards to the place that we were staying, the apartment. And I, being who I am, was being cordial as he was at the time at first. I thought it would be best once we finished this lease, I would be able to move on in my life in terms to like not dealing any way, shape, or form with him. Because when we were together, it was a hot mess. I dealt with so many things that so many of you could probably relate to that I'll speak on in another video. However, it was not enough for me to still say at the time, I don't want to have anything to do with you. We were already in this lease by the time we weren't anymore together. We weren't together anymore. Months go by, and I find myself in a situation where I'm paying majority of the rents most of the time. Now at first, it wasn't that way until around November. And then once November came, it was like, I'm kind of looking at you sideways now because I feel like you playing with my emotions. Like you playing with my emotions because you're playing with my money. And you're playing with my money because I see you're not really doing anything with yourself to make your own money. And that's playing in my face. Wasn't enough for me though. I said, you know, I just want to finish our lease while we're speaking on it. This is just back in 2019. Okay. Moving forward, come January time, he disappears. Nowhere to be found. One day, I get a call from him while I'm doing overtime at my job, and he's like, oh, what time are you getting home today? And I said, oh, well, I'm doing overtime, so it'll be around like probably 9-ish, 10 o'clock. He goes, okay, well, I was gonna have some company over, so didn't want any, any problems or whatnot. And I was like, okay, that's completely fine. You're being respectful on telling me in advance, so that's cool by me. I get home and there's a lot of things missing. No, not my things. Thank goodness, because it would have been a whole nother situation. It was a lot of his things that were gone. And I said, okay, all right, whatever. I don't see him for days on end. And by days on end, I mean, at this point, it's been like 2-3 weeks. And I was like, okay, what the hell is really going on? I then find out that he blocks my number, blocks me on social media, and I then have no way of contacting him. I'm like, what the hell? I needed to go about paying rent this next month, and you're leaving me high and dry out by myself. I go about contacting the leasing for the apartments, and I ask them how I can go about filing by myself, like just Xing him out. And they go, of course, he can't unless he approves. And I'm like, well, I have no way of contacting him. No way, shape, or form. He disappeared. He's MIA. And they're like, okay, well, I mean, we could change the locks, we could change the keys, but there's nothing else we can do until he approves. And even when he comes back, if he asks for a new key, we gotta give it to him because he's on the lease. I then find out later on, they go, oh wait, by the way, we still have yet to receive rent for the past month. Like, so we're wondering where that is. I said, what do you mean? We paid that. I paid the majority of that. What do you mean? And they say, no, we sent out like late notices and everything. And I said, no, never got that. I haven't gotten several things of mail in a while. I thought it was quite odd. I did, but did I ever question it? No. Like, just advice to y'all, like, future, like, adults, if you're not already receiving bills, if it goes a while without you receiving any kind of bills in any kind of way, shape, or form like that, typical bills that you're used to seeing, you go without seeing that in the mail for a minute, definitely question it, okay? Don't be like me and be like, it's probably a blessing from the Lord. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. You better call them places up just in case. No, ma'am. No ham, no bacon, no turkey, no lettuce, no tomato. You better check up on it. I didn't know though, because I had told them, I have gave him my money order, and I told him that, once he gets his money order, to give you guys the money. They were like, yeah, no, we never got it. So I was flipping out. It dawned on me that he had stole my money. And I literally broke down, because that was the last thing I expected. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? This was meant to happen. Not obviously me getting stolen from, and then me having to call the IRS and, file a police report and everything because folks tried to steal someone's identity. I just say that because when I had the time to remove myself from the situation, the toxic situation, when we were together, before getting the place together even, that part where I said, well, I was put through a lot. Yeah, I had plenty of time to get out. Did I? No, I said, I continue to give this person the benefit of the doubt. I need to see stuff to believe it. I don't just need to, feel it. I had gut feeling at times too, and I go with my gut now. Let's just say that. Moving forward, February, that's when everything went downhill, went down the drain, and I said, all right, I have to call these people, have to call these people, have to call these people, get things done, and I'm gonna scurry up and move. I'm gonna remove myself completely from this situation, because now this whole entire place is filled with toxicness. You were already just toxic yourself, and I was just staying attached to that, not realizing it, you know what I mean? Even though we weren't together anymore, I was still surrounding myself with that toxic, situation. No matter how I try to view it as, oh, we're just friends or we're just acquaintance, whatever, it was still there. It was still around me. The aura was still there. And if I didn't remove myself, it was going to be removed for me, in which it ended up being. But that energy was still there without that person afterwards, and with everything happening, I was like, all right, it's time to up and go. I need to handle this proper, and I was out. And, it was the best thing for me. It really got me started on reevaluating a whole lot of other things, Just really feel that out and really get more of that sense of, all right, next time, Charlie, next time, get it together. All right. Ooh, y'all like my hairstyle, by the way? I just kind of put it up together. I enjoyed having this chat with you guys. Until next time, loves. Peace.